Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Stop Jake Paul. Stop him now. Somebody needs to track Jake Paul down, hog tie him, take him far, far, far across to the furthest corner of the world and drop his ass over there with nothing. No water, no food, no nothing, and just let him perish. What is going on? You mean to tell me that Oleksandr Usyk, Ukrainian's finest, Mr. I am Phil, he wants to fight Jake Paul now? And this is no rumor that is floating around on YouTube channels. No, Usyk came out and said it's a direct quote from Usyk, man. Lord have mercy. Shit's going buck wild out here. What in the hell? So Jake Paul is the cash cow. Jake Paul is the GOAT, huh? Jake Paul is the Wu-Tang. He's the Scrooge McDuck. What the hell? Everybody going after Jake Paul, man. I understand he's a YouTuber turned prize fighter. We all know that he's been out here very careful in the opponents he selected to make him look like he's more of a fighter than he is, but he can fight, okay? But he ain't no damn Oleksandr Usyk level type fighter. He's not even a Charlie Brown level type fighter. But you got who some would say is arguably the best pound for pound fighter in the world, talking about fighting Jake Paul, and their shit is this. The legend Usyk is talking about fighting Jizzle P in an MMA cage. Can you believe that? Jake Paul wakes up, right, with that weird hairstyle he has to cover up his receding hairline, and then he sees that he's being called up for an MMA fight by Oleksandr Usyk, man. Now, the thing is, I get it. Them Ukrainians out there, they train in hand-to-hand combat, and Usyk has had experience in wrestling and grappling and judo and taekwondo and whatever else, any kind of combat sports that you want to throw into it. If you ask Usyk, he's done it all as a kid, but he has no training in MMA. But nonetheless, he's like, look, I'll still get in here and scrap with this guy. I'm issuing a challenge to him. I said, what are we talking about? This is a great show, a great show. I am Phil, great show. A great show? It's a sideshow. It's a freak show. It's a shit show. It's a show that must not go on. Stop Jake Paul now. Y'all need to get in front of him. Well, those who are behind him, get in front of him. Stop him. Jake Paul is about to goddamn convert the two-point play. He don't give a shit. Jake Paul is out here. Yo, I wouldn't be surprised if Jake Paul keep running this shit. He'd fuck around and make $1 billion from boxing. People want to see this man fight. It's because he has that profile, he has that fan base. Like, this is crazy. So we can say all we want about guys like Usyk. They're all about legacy. This fighter is all about legacy. They're about the belts, about the championships. They're about this. Man, these dudes who already have legacy are about the dollar bill, y'all. But then there are those guys who don't have legacy set yet. They're still about the dollar bill, y'all. And that's because boxing is, it's called prize fighting. They fight for a prize. But I just think this shit is ridiculous. Could you imagine if they actually announced this fight? I think that would create a huge buzz in the MMA world and the boxing world. And even the casuals would be like, they may not know who Usyk is, but once they understand he's a two-time undisputed champion in boxing, cruiserweight and heavyweight, that would create a buzz. And I think this shit would just take over the headlines. I really would. I don't know. I was talking to my buddy, man, across the street, man. He was like, man, people would like to see that fight. I'm like, I'll watch anything. I'll never come out and say, I'm not watching it because I'd be lying. Hell yeah, I'd watch it. But I mean, is that something I want to see? No. I don't want to see that. All of a sudden now, Usyk going to go and totally overhaul his training camp to learn how to kick, to revisit throwing opponents and hand-to-hand combat and headbutts and elbows and different techniques that he's going to need. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different disciplines involved in MMA. Could you imagine Jake Paul got in there and just happened to kick Usyk and just somehow happened to do something where Usyk is hopping around the ring on one foot looking crazy. And now Jake Paul goes and tranquilizes him. Could you imagine that shit? A win against Usyk would be bigger than a win against Canelo. Anyway, we'll see, because Jake Paul and his team, they're like, oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. A fight between myself and Usyk, that's interesting. Wrestling, hand-to-hand combat, in a cage, not a boxing ring. I can control my breathing a little bit better. This could make sense. But I'll tell you, man, when it comes to me, I don't want to see it. I didn't even want to see Usyk fighting this guy Alex Pereira. It sounds cool, but I'm just not interested in it. Like, it doesn't sound interesting to me. But that's my opinion. I'd rather see Usyk. I'd rather see him retire. Ain't nothing else for him to do. Come back down to cruiserweight and lose a Jai Pattaya, but I don't know what else he's gonna do. But anyway, we'll see how it all goes, man. All these guys calling out Jake Paul, AJ, Chisora. Only one I haven't heard call him out is Tyson Fury. But everybody calling out Jake Paul, man, and just, behind the scenes, they want to get in there and scrap with him. Anyway, we'll see what happens, but they got to put a stop to this Jake Paul bullshit. I don't mind seeing them fight and do these little Chavez Jr. fights and all that. That's good. That's cool. But you got Usyk calling him out now? Look, man, boxing is failing now. Somebody needs to put a stop to this bullshit. Keep cool. I'm in the breeze.